Yeah, the weatherman didn't stand a chance, to be very honest with you. Barbara, well,
I was 21.
she was 21 as well, but she wins. She comes in the back door. She's one of these bloody racehorses, isn't she? Pipsy at the post. Anyway, Friday, October the 2nd, you're right here at Galaxy, coming into a brand spanking new weekend, and I'm absolutely elated. I'm joined, finally, by Parliament of Owls. Now, let me do this first.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and for those of you watching us live right now, thank you very much for joining us. And if you're going to be watching later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Sub, thumb, bell, bingo, you've got it. And you'll get all the notifications, everything like that. Got to get a few words in there about that, actually, and it's nice to be part of the YouTube family. So it's nice to have you guys join us every day. Anyway, you're right here at Galaxy, and I'm joined today, coming out of Canada, and believe me, I'm absolutely elated by this, White Rock, British Columbia. Now, that's a really, really cool place, and I've been hearing a lot about British Columbia just lately, especially from artists off the album Artists in Isolation. Joining me right now is Andrew Christopher. And Andrew, it is an absolute pleasure to have you, my friend. Welcome to Galaxy.
This is fantastic. I'm glad we finally got it worked out, and sorry for my hastiness, but couldn't be happier to be here with you.
You know, we absolutely love your work. We really do. In fact, I got to do this as well.
Baby, hey baby, you're dropping me off couch.
Hey, this is Andrew and Jamie from Parliament of Owls. And you're listening to our song, Hey Baby, from Rosewood Studios' Artists in Isolation Volume 2 on Galaxy 107 FM.
So, Sonny Rosa himself, he's an absolute genius at what he does, and I got to give it to Marcy. She also is very, very capable on the media scene as well. Now, tell me, how did you meet up with Sonny Rosa?
I grew up around the small town called Agassiz, which is near Chilliwack, where Sonny and Marcy live. So I've been quite involved in the Chilliwack music scene for 10 years now anyway. And so you always cross paths with those kind of guys, and whether it's friends of friends or if you meet directly. So I kind of got in touch with Sonny via friends of mine who I know have worked with him and have spoken really highly of him. So it was great when he reached out about this album. I was, really happy to be part of such a passionate project and something so selfless that he was doing to give back to artists like me.
Well, you know something, I have a lot of respect for Sonny and everything he's been doing with both of these albums, not only Artists in Isolation Volume 1, get that on Bandcamp, type in Artists in Isolation, you know what I mean, but also Volume 2. Now, we too have been promoting it. 100% of the money's earned actually goes to the artist. It doesn't come to us, doesn't go to Rosewood Studios and or Sonny or Marcy. It goes back to the artists, the people that are needing it right now. Believe me, the pandemic has absolutely taken a bite in all forms of the music industry. It really, really has, my friend. We here in New Zealand, we can't bring any artists in right now to be able to perform, which is what Barbara does. You know what I mean? She's part of the Aurora Entertainment's company, and, well, that's kind of on the back burner right now, which is really, really painful. It really is.
It has been, yeah.
Not only, you know, for us making a dollar, but moreover for us to be able to bring talented artists like yourself and put them in front of New Zealand audiences. You know, people who would absolutely appreciate damn good music. I've got to be honest with you. Now, I know a lot about you, but I don't know a heck of a lot about Jamie. Tell me a little bit about Jamie.
Jamie is the soft-spoken musical genius, kind of behind-the-scenes guy. When I first met him 5 years ago, it was through our wives, actually, and they were in the same mom group. So we both have daughters who are about the same age, 6 years old, almost 7. And so that's kind of how we met when our girls were young. And then he said, "Oh yeah, I play guitar." He showed me a few things, and I was blown away. And I just asked if he'd want to write some songs together sometime, and it went really well. He owns his own business as a welder and woodworker, so that's his main gig. But and so he strictly plays music and does it for the passion, and just an awesome, great Canadian kid. He loves hockey and he loves beer and he loves music.
You know, you guys would fit in here in New Zealand. Maybe not the hockey thing, I got to be honest. We're kind of rugby union, to be very honest with you, my friend. But, well, I don't know whether it's a hockey thing or not, but you guys, the Canadians and the Americans, kind of have one of those ice hockey things going on, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Canada's got the upper hand there for sure.
Well, I got to agree with you. I've been, sort of following you guys for years. To be very honest, I absolutely love the sport, but sitting here in New Zealand, it's hard to keep an eye on the puck every now and again.
Yeah, I hear what you mean. It's tough to see it from that far away.
It kind of is, I've got to have some really good binoculars to get there. But now, Parliament of Owls, how did you come to the name?
Well, the name, and that's another thing that Jamie actually brought to the table, and he says, so Parliament of Owls is what you call a group of owls, just like a murder of crows or a gaggle of geese. And he saw the name on a poster sometime, and he just thought, man, if I ever have a band, that's going to be my band name. And he told me that, and I was like, dude, that's a great name. And it's very Canadian as well, with the Parliament that we have as our government, and we thought it tied together nicely, and it lends itself to some really awesome artwork that we're also very passionate about. And yeah, so that was all him.
I kind of like it, but I tell you what, we got the acronym sent to us, and we just cracked up. We thought, I wonder if they realised that, when they were knowing themselves, a bit of P-double-O going on there. Love that. And when we got the stinger, that's how we received it. Now, tell me about Hey Baby, because believe me, I'm finding, and I've got to be honest with you, a lot of the breakfast show, in fact, all of the breakfast show is actually structured by the amount of requests that we get. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's pretty much the beginning and the end of it. Literally, the engineers work with all the statisticians that we have here. We have a couple actually, and they construct the breakfast show. Then they come to me and they say, hey, listen, this is what tomorrow's going to be. And I have a sort of an idea of what I'm walking into in the morning. And I'm finding that Parliament of Owls and Hey Baby, off the album Artists in Isolation Volume 2, is being requested more so than most. Now, what's the secret behind it? Tell me a little bit about Hey Baby.
Well, it was, again, Jamie kind of came to me with that main guitar riff and showed me that, and it just sounded like such a easygoing, laid-back riff. When you hear the rest of the album that we put out last year, you'll see there's a bit more kind of different or, stuff that's a bit more inventive. And this one, it felt just so perfect the way it was, kind of laid back, easygoing, structured kind of just very simply. And so I kind of turned off the overly creative part of musicians' brains that we have sometimes where you try and do something really crazy and out there. And for this one, I just said, well, let's just make it a straightforward, I love you baby song written to our wives. You make me crazy sometimes, but let's do this. Let's still have some fun, and just left it at that. Kind of let it come easily instead of, overthinking it.
I get that. I understand that fully. I really, really do. So right here, live, joined by Parliament of Owls. Of course, we're talking about Andrew Christopher. Here is Hey Baby. Sunny's joined us.
Yes.
Nice.
Good morning, Sunny.
Good morning, Sunny. Nice to have you along. And I hope you're having a good conversation with John as well. Wink, wink.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah, of course. John's asleep right now, isn't he? He's old. He's had his Horlicks. John's a friend of mine in England who actually has brought out a new magazine, and we're actually doing a deal with John right now on, well, basically on your behalf, as much as Sunny and Rosewood Studios, of putting the album in his magazine.
Wow.
Now he's got connections not only globally, but I mean more so through the UK all the way down through into India, you know what I mean? So man has a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, he really does.
So we'll get the artwork done soon.
Yes, we will, and we'll get that off to him because I want that in that magazine.
Yeah.
I really do. Because as many places as we can promote this work for you, Sonny, and for the artists, the better. You know what I mean?
You're driving me all kinds of crazy. Maybe, just maybe, we could get back again. We could get back again. Driving me all kinds of crazy. Maybe, just maybe, we can get back again. Baby, hey baby, you're driving me all kinds of crazy. Maybe, just maybe, we can get back again. We can get back again. We can get back again. 107, Kawerau.
Galaxy
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. I'm sorry, I'm getting some funny looks and photos and all sorts of things in the background. For you guys that are joining us right now, thank you so much. And I applaud you. Go and check out, go to Bandcamp, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, check out Artists in Isolation Volume 2. Go to Bandcamp for Volume 1. Yes, type in Artists in Isolation. You can't go wrong, really. Both albums, 17 absolutely stunning artists, and well, I'm joined by Parliament of Owls. Of course, we're talking about Andrew Christopher right now. And Andrew, it is an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Now, will you come back again and do a full interview with us?
I would love to. I think we could have a lot of fun, and I would love to hear more about what you guys are doing over there, and more about your beautiful country, which I visited about 10 or 12 years ago. But
yeah, now
I'd love to get back.
I want to talk to you about this because not only did you come to New Zealand, you went to Australia as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did the east coast of Australia.
Yeah, so which country did you do first? Did you do Australia first and then come to New Zealand for therapy?
Yeah, right. It was nice to come and relax in New Zealand, and I can honestly say I enjoyed it a lot more. It's a bit more laid back in my style. And then I ended up back in Australia for a couple weeks before going home.
Nice. Well, I tell you what, when you come back and talk to me again, I want you to think about something, about bringing both yourself and Jamie and your wives over here, maybe contemplating doing a show or 5 here in New Zealand, once we get past this COVID thing, you know what I mean? And we'll proudly show you up and down our country, do some funky things, a bit of a challenge, because believe me, we're kind of crazy, I got to be honest. But we would love to have you here, so think about that. And at the same time, maybe next time that we meet up, I'd like to talk to you about something that's got my kind of interest, to be honest, is pardon my striptease.
Oh yeah, well I won't show you too much, but we can talk about it.
Yeah, believe me. Even food for the mind does well, to be honest, and maybe, if it's not too much, maybe talk about prey, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my daughter Lily Jean, that's something I always love to talk about, so
nice.
we definitely get to that.
Nice, because believe me, I would love to get the story of that, I really would, with respect, of course, if you know what I'm saying, so I'd love to be able to do that. So please keep in touch with us. We want to do something very special for you down the track as well. Now, at the same time, Little Birdie tells me that there's a good friend of mine over in the UK with a brand spanking new magazine We were in the inaugural, yep, #1, just a few days ago actually. Go and check it out. And his name is Dr. John from Dr. John's Unsigned Records, Unsigned Studios. Go and check that out. You will find the magazine in there. And you'll find me, cover boy. Well, no, actually not the cover boy. No, I was the centerfold. Now, the weird thing about that is Dr. John says to me, Grant, we're thinking about getting a hard copy made out. You know, we can sell the paperback, but, you know, when they hit the links, it won't go anywhere. I said, yeah, that's rather weird. But at the same time, I'm the centerfold. I don't kind of suit staples in my stomach. They hurt. True. It's true, I said that to him. And, well, you know, something maybe that we can talk about later down the track as well with you. Believe me, I would like to be able to introduce you to this man down the track too. And believe me, I think that would be a good move. But right now, we want to be able to get this album to as many people, as many faces, as many eyes, as many ears, as many everything globally as we can, so that we can make a difference and raise a few dollars for the artists in isolation right now. Okay? We want to do our part. Andrew, absolute pleasure catching up with you. Will you please come back again? I'm sure you will now. Other than that, or you're going to need a therapist. And I know one.
No. I'll be back. This was it was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. So we'll talk again soon.
Absolutely brilliant. Don't go anywhere just yet. But in the meantime, you're right here at Galaxy. Good morning.